You know, our family histories tell the story of where we come from, who we are, but for many Black Americans, details of our ancestry are limited or scant at best.
ABC's Linsey Davis went on a journey of discovery where she learned about one of her ancestors who played an important role in helping to build and uphold our democracy.
So, I'm not used to being surprised.
Well, today we are here to talk about your family tree.
Which is very fascinating. Okay.
Like many African Americans, I don't have any information about my family ancestry going back more than a few generations. It's one of the many tragic legacies of slavery. But genealogists from the 10 Million Names Project are changing that, piecing together family trees for people like me.
Anna Murray is your second great-grandmother.
Okay.
Now, Anna's father was Toby Murray, born in Georgia. We can't say for sure whether he was enslaved or not, but more than likely, given the time period, Georgia, he probably was. But on June 29th, 1867, he registered to vote.
Oh, wow.
Which would mean I'm apparently a descendant of a man who was among the first Black Americans to ever vote in this country.
Potentially risking his life?
Absolutely risking his life, absolutely.
I feel like this is a gift for my family to know going back, 7 generations, which is phenomenal.
I wanted to find out more, so I was off to Georgia. On the outskirts of Atlanta, the Georgia Archives holds a massive collection of the state's most important historical documents. Protected by the Archives director, Christopher Davidson, there are several historic books containing original documentation.
So this is Toby Murray.
Yeah.
How old are these record books?
That one's 1867.
Wow. So this is the original?
This is the original.
And this is also an original?
This is original.
But he was not able to write, correct?
No, he wasn't able to write, and so what we see between Toby and Murray is an X, and over that is his mark. He touched this page.
Following emancipation in 1863, most free Black Americans were denied education, wages, living primarily in rural poverty under the constant threat of violence.
The 29th day of June, 1867. How rare was this to have a Black male registering to vote in 1867?
Not at all rare by June, because earlier that spring, Congress had passed the Reconstruction Act of 1867.
Black men registered to vote en masse, soon holding seats in public office at every level.
Former slaves have been waiting generations for this moment, and they came in droves to register to vote.
Professor O'Donovan says we can safely assume Toby cast a ballot. And more than 150 years later, Toby's record can be found in Georgia's historic oath books.
In 1898, we have the registered voter list for Morgan County. His name appears again.
In fact, he's 71 years old, and he's still an active voter.
Oh, and look at this. So occupation, is this farmer?
That says farmer, yes. So he was working the land.
At 71.
Yeah. But 71, he's still politically active.
Right. This is phenomenal. I didn't actually think I would be emotional about it. But being with this kind of living document that I can only imagine, what Toby had to endure, and I can't help but feel pride.
An emotional moment there. Linsey's story underscores why the 10 Million Names Project is so important. It provides answers, of course, to African-American family histories that in many cases have been erased.
Yeah, and such a beautiful story that she was able to share with all of us about her own personal family.
And we learned something, yeah.